Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Pizzas Here podcast, your home for all news and content surrounding the Washington Capitals of the NHL. Today, what many people are calling the biggest moment in sports podcasting history is going down. For the first time ever, the Pizzas Here podcast has an NHL player coming on the show. A Washington Capitals 2016 draft pick and current Caps organization player, centerman Garrett Pilon. Garrett, how's it going, buddy?
Good, man. Glad to be a part of history, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. We're glad that you're a part of history. Thank you for coming on today. Very happy to have you here. So we've got a long-ass list of questions for you, so we'll just fire through them and yeah. So
I'm ready.
So let's go. So you scored your first career NHL goal this season against the Anaheim Ducks on a tip following a shot from fellow rookie Martin Faravari. What was that moment like for you?
It was pretty special. I think as a hockey player growing up, it's something that you dream of. I think, ever since I was little, I always thought about scoring that first goal. And then obviously, I don't know, you get older and you kind of go through the ups and downs of hockey. You don't know if you're going to be even going to make it to the NHL. And I think, getting on the ice there in Anaheim and having that puck go in was pretty special. It's also like I wasn't sure if it hit my stick at first. So I was kind of unsure if I should celly. But it did. So no, it was really exciting. I was I don't know. It was It was a lot.
That's
it was
awesome.
Crazy. 2 days before I was back in Hershey, didn't think I was going to call up, and all of a sudden I'm on a flight to Anaheim and playing in a game because Eller was out in the morning. I wasn't even supposed to play that game, so it was just a lot going on in a very short period of time, and to throw that in there is really special.
What's the process of getting called up like? Do you just get a phone call and you're like, pack your bags for the night, we're going to Anaheim?
It can honestly, it can be as quick as that. It could be you get told one day you might be coming up, be on standby, so you just have your stuff ready. And in that scenario, I played a game, and that night I got told by our coach that they were going to call someone up to just be on standby. So then I went home, and I actually went over we had a day off the next day, so I went over to a guy's place. So we were all just kind of hanging out there. And as soon as I got there, I got a phone call. And I got told I had to be in Washington that night. And it was at 10 o'clock. So I had to go back home, pack up, drive all the way to Washington, get in the hotel. And then they were flying out to Anaheim the next day. So it was a lot. And it was a lot short minute. I came home, threw everything I had in the bag. I didn't even know what to pack. I put shorts in there. I didn't even know the weather, what it was like in Anaheim. And then I was the next thing I was just on the charter, which is a bit of a step up from the bus. That's for sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So you were drafted 87th overall by the Caps back in 2016. What was that day like, and how does it feel knowing that the team believed in you then enough to draft you and obviously still does?
I'm going to have to go back in the memory bank for this one. It's quite a while, honestly, now that I think about it. But, back then I was a 17-year-old rookie in junior, which is, I don't know. Usually, if you're not a 16-year-old rookie, usually you don't have that first year under your belt. So not too many teams really know who you are. And I think coming as a 17-year-old, wasn't really on the radar for the draft or anything like that. And then I had a pretty good season, and I wasn't really expected to get drafted that high either. I was thinking to go maybe in the 5th to the 7th. And then, I wasn't even really watching the draft when I found out I got drafted. I was heading to the gym, and I was looking for my car keys in the couch. I lost my car keys, and I was driving my old 2011 Jetta, and I was trying to find them, and all of a sudden they were interviewing someone else, and my name popped up on the bar. It was Garrett Pilon, Washington Capitals. I was like, holy shit. So it was really exciting. My mom was with me there too, so that was super cool. And then obviously things kind of took off from there, and went and told everyone, got a bunch of phone calls. It's pretty crazy. The draft is real special, especially whenever I know of any young guys around my area that get drafted, I make sure to reach out and congratulate them, because it's a super exciting time for an athlete that you work so hard for that.
Yeah, while you other rookies were watching the draft, I was at the gym getting big.
Yeah, let this be a lesson that don't skip leg day, even on the day you get drafted into the NHL.
You get drafted, the ride ain't over yet. Get back in the gym. Just get back in the gym. The ride ain't over yet.
What were you hitting? Sorry.
What was I hitting in the weights?
Yeah.
Oh, back then I was little back then. I was probably barely hitting a plate on my bench.
Had to be a push day.
Yeah, I was doing arms for sure.
All right.
I was trying to look big.
Yeah, that's fair.
Gotta get the post-draft pictures looking good.
Super swole.
Get a good pump for your pictures at the draft.
You hit your max that day, and then you went like double it because you knew you had to.
Then I went shirt off at the beach.
Enter Sandman just starts blasting in the headphones as you get a notification. Hey, you just got drafted.
It's time to go.
Missed call, Washington Capitals.
Sorry.
I don't get drafted now.
Busy,
oh no.
Too busy.
Sorry, Coach. I was benching.
I've heard
Too busy hitting these hammer curls.
Yeah, what were you doing? I was getting jacked. No, I've heard of some guys that obviously have missed calls and stuff, like been on fishing trips or something, and they got drafted and no one could reach them.
That's hilarious.
Sorry, I was muted. So yeah, like you said, you got called up to the Capitals this year for the first time. What was that like? Like, how was that experience like for you? Honestly, was that like interesting? Was it just like different than playing in Hershey?
You played a game last year, didn't you?
Or did he play
last year I was up on the taxi squad. I started the season. Played.
Know your facts, Joseph.
I played 14 games during the shortened season. Then I got called up and was on the taxi squad for the rest of the year, which was super cool. Like, you were around the team. Basically like another player. Obviously you weren't playing, like you were a bit kind of like a scratch consistently, which is different as well. Like, you're trying to stay out of guys' way and stuff, but you're still around everyone, around the coaches, which is really good, and all that, and getting to know everyone a little bit better. Because that's like, I feel like the hardest things when you get called up, you get put in with some pretty big names and can be a little intimidating sometimes. But Washington has a good group of, I think, older guys that have do a good job of like implementing us, especially like they make you feel at home, like Hathaway, Dowd, all those guys. I hope I'm not leaving anyone out. I want to like.
Noted absolute good guys, Hathaway and Dowd. We love them.
That guy Nick Backstrom didn't say hi to me. Screw that guy.
No, everyone's nice. Like, no one.
Tom Wilson didn't send me a hello text. I don't want him on the team anymore.
No, Backstrom.
Suspend him.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably the motive a lot of people have in the league around the fans. Hey? I'm always on his side with that stuff though too. Like, I feel like half the time he doesn't do anything and fans just want to absolutely bury him.
I don't know if this is a question. It might be, so I'm sorry if I take it. But is there anybody in particular like that you had a favorite experience with when you were up with the Capitals?
Whoa! Let's.
Is that a question? No,
We're gonna get to all this.
All right, sorry. Never mind. Just hold on.
Wait your turn.
Hold off for that. Hold off for that.
Wait your turn, bud.
Yeah, no. I'm trying to think what else build off that question. Like, yeah, like, I don't know. It's different than the AHL, that's for sure. I mean, the AHL is great. I think they do a good job of like helping us get ready, but you go from, I think, being in a normal category of life in a certain aspect to being kind of that, staying at really nice hotels, getting treated over and above of, I think, like what you could get treated that I'm okay with. So it's pretty crazy. I think being a part of that and getting to go on those road trips and getting that special treatment, it's awesome. And I think it can be intimidating at times, but the guys up there are great. So it's usually super cool. Especially, I think, even my call up this year, like getting to go on the LA or the California road trip was super cool. Like, it was a week of me just going to go to Anaheim, play my first game, LA, San Jose, and Seattle, which are just like 4 great spots. So it was really cool. Especially when I love Hershey, but California is a bit different. I think at the time of the year, I was getting called up.
Yeah, California is good, but it's no Hershey.
Yeah,
California doesn't have a Hershey Park, so I think that's mid.
They don't have no roller coasters, that's for sure.
Cali's got to be a great first. I mean, imagine you get called up and you're going to Winnipeg. Like,
I would still take that.
Oh, of course.
I love Winnipeg.
If you had to pick.
Winnipeg's close to my home. It's like I have the same weather as Winnipeg.
That's true.
It's so cold. I live in Texas right now. I can't even imagine. What are a few of your favorite memories throughout your hockey career thus far? Anything that pops out when I ask that question?
Probably winning like MVP of my Pee Wee hockey tournament. No, I don't know. There's quite a bit. Like, there's junior. My last season in junior was really special to me. I got traded at the deadline to Everett Silvertips, and I played actually with Riley Sutter, who is in the Caps organization here in Hershey with me. And we were on a line together, and we went all the way to the finals. And we ended up losing to Beck Malenstein, who's also here, and he always shoves that in my face. But that was a really special year. I mean, you go on a run like that all the way to the finals, like playoffs. I don't know, like those 4 rounds or whatever it is, 4 or 5 rounds. It's another season basically, and to go kind of every time you win a game, it's just so special. And I think you have so much fun too. Honestly, like that was probably my most memorable hockey season I think so far. But I mean, hopefully there's lots more to come too.
Absolutely legendary that you and what was it, Riley Suter played together. I was looking back at it. I remember he was recently drafted too. I think, what isn't it, 2017?
Yeah, he got drafted. I don't know if it was the year after. It was in 2018. He was a late.
It was close to. I remember it was close to your draft class because it was like you were drafted and he was drafted. I was like, damn, that's tough.
I knew
it's crazy because 2018 isn't even recent anymore.
That's why when you guys asked me when I got drafted, I was like 2016. I was like, oh my god, I'm getting old. Like I feel like I was young. Not that I'm still not old, but like I don't know. I felt like I was a lot younger before. But
March
yeah,
2020 started. We all blinked, and now it's 2022 halfway through.
No kidding. I wrapped up on my video games. Yeah, when Riley got drafted, actually it was pretty cool because like I was like kind of watching the draft and like knew that he was like potentially gonna get drafted. And I was sitting there with my family, and then we like saw that he got drafted. I was pumped, which is awesome. Because that was the year after that we played together. So
you watched your friend get drafted, but not yourself.
Yeah, literally.
That's funny. So you were about to touch on this earlier, but now we'll officially ask it. What would you say are some of the biggest differences or challenges in the game at the NHL level compared to the AHL?
Honestly, I mean, I've had a kind of a short sample in a certain aspect. I played 3 games. I mean, it's not a big sample to take from, but at the same time, I think even like exhibition games and stuff, and I mean, it's a lot faster. Right? That's the biggest thing, and not that the players are less skilled or anything in a certain way. Obviously, there's some very skilled players in NHL. I think that just the pace of play at the NHL is always up high, and I think sometimes at the AHL the play can get slowed down, all that sort of stuff. But I think at that, like, basically, I noticed was that like I was always going, and I don't know if that was maybe nerves or just my adrenaline pumping and feeling like that. But to me, the games I played, it was like I had to go 100% every part of my shift. When I feel like sometimes at the AHL level, I feel like sometimes, and maybe that's a mindset I should probably change too. I think there's sometimes you don't need to do that in a way, or the game just slows down a bit more. But I find that it's always back and forth a lot faster. And that's one of the hardest things too, is you have to make plays a split second faster, which is quite hard to do.
Yeah, I can imagine. And, obviously, hopefully more to come than 3 games, but that is 3 more NHL games than all of us combined. So hopefully. That is cool.
I was about to say, you start off saying, I can imagine. I'm like, yeah, he's played more games and has more goals than all of us combined right now. We can't imagine that.
All right, check the facts. Wayman in 2021 had that nice goal against the Stars, and you guys are just forgetting about it. I can't believe it.
My stint with the Caps was pretty short, but I had a goal.
Come on.
Yeah, I'm still 8 away from my dad, so I got to catch up to him.
Yeah, your dad played like, how many did he play? Like 14 seasons in the NHL?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
14, 15.
So you've got shoes to fill.
Yeah, he's got a lot more fights than I did. Only 8 more goals though. He only had 9.
You've got the goals per game on him by a wide margin if you think about it that way.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Go talk some trash to Pops. Yeah, I got more goals per game than you, buddy.
He's like, I have 600 and some more games than you.
So who have been some of your favorite people that you've had the chance to play alongside in the Caps organization, either in DC or in Hershey?
Oh, there's a lot. You know, I would my phone right now, my contact list. I mean, honestly, everyone here has been really great. Like that, I don't know. I've talked to older guys too when I was younger and stuff, and like they've always said we had good groups. I don't think I've been a part of a bad hockey team here where there's been like cliques or anything like that. I don't know. Especially, obviously, I spend more time in Hershey, so I can touch on guys that have spent more time down here. Like Nathan Walker, my rookie year was a beauty and would have us over for supper and stuff. I don't even know. Mike Scarbosa is still here with us. I don't even know. There's so many guys. I don't know. Holtby was always great. I remember he was with my agency, so I always noticed. I always liked him too when I was younger. So coming in and meeting him was super cool. He'd be really like one of my favorite people I think that I've interacted with, and yeah, he's super like down to earth, nice. And funny story with him is like I was like younger. I think he knew that I was like with the same agency as him, or we have the exact same agent, but we were doing like goalie ice. and I absolutely ripped one off his head, like first shot. And I was like, oh my God. Cause that's like rule number one of like goalie ice is like, you try not to hit a goalie in the head while he's just trying to get warmed up, like work on his skill. And I was having to shoot short side and I like pulled it a little bit and he was sliding over and I just right here. And I'm like, oh my God. I just like went and apologized so quickly. Cause I don't know. That's like the worst thing I feel like you can do is, as a player in that sort of situation, especially as a young guy. So I was shitting my pants.
Our lacrosse team, if you hit a goalie like just like right into them, we have to do 15 push-ups in the middle of the play. So I know what that's like.
Yeah, there's a thing.
Obviously not hitting Braden Holtby, but
yeah, there was a thing back when I played like midget, which is before junior in back home in Canada, and it was like I think it was like in warm-ups, or maybe it wasn't junior actually. Where it was like if you hit a goalie in warm-ups, you usually like gave them like $5 or something. Yeah,
that's a good motivator.
Yeah,
awesome.
Especially back then, we weren't
if you touch a goaltender, you're gonna pay. Literally, we got access to your wallet.
Well, that happened a couple days ago. Actually, we were doing a goalie skate, and the goalie Hunter Shepard, who was up here, was like, "My one rule, boys, just don't hit me in the head today." And I came down. We were having to go like short side on him, and I did like a little backhand, and I just ripped it off his head. I'm like, "Oh no!"
That's awesome. That's awesome. So obviously, like I said,
that's awesome. You hit him in the head.
I'm sorry.
Hey, you got on the pads. I mean, maybe.
As long as he's all right, that sounds pretty cool, though. I mean,
take one off the head.
Yeah, obviously. I'm a Call of Duty guy. Headshots are important. Anyways, you've been part of the Capitals organization your entire career so far. So what's been the best part of it so far? Like, what's your favorite like memory or just like favorite part about being part of it?
I don't really know. I mean, I'm trying to think. Like, I don't know. They've been great. I mean, the thing with the Caps too is I don't know what other teams are really like, I guess, and how they handle or treat their players or interactions. But I mean, the staff and all the players and stuff have been like really good, and it's like a high-end NHL team in my mind. Like they have a really nice facility there at Kettler, and they have chefs, everything. Like every time you go there, I'm always so excited for training camp, almost just for the fact that like after we're done our skates, we get like the chef that has like a meal for us, and it's like healthy, but it's not like good. Like it's like an unreal meal that you just get like made for you. Like I always kind of just look forward to those little things, to be honest. The free lunch.
You don't have to cook your own meal.
My favorite thing is the free lunch during training camp.
Best part about playing for the Caps, food.
No, honestly, that's like I feel that way. The place I work at, it's just like the best part working here, food. You know what? You kind of don't look at it that much as like a kid, but once you get to an adult, you're like, you know what? Food's kind of lit. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. No, it's nice. There's so many little things I feel like you get when you're like up with them that you just don't have. And I think that sometimes you don't even really need, but there's just like extra stuff that makes life so much easier. That's like, I don't know. Those are always my favorite parts of going up there. Taking the plane. I remember that was like my favorite thing when I first, my first exhibition game, I think was in Boston or maybe Montreal actually. And we like flew there on the charter and I was like, oh my God, like this is the NHL. I was doing like 13-hour bus rides in junior.
Another awesome thing and like something, I mean, the four of us have noticed just from like people we've interviewed, you know, like Joe Beninati or Vogel or John Walton, et cetera, everybody who's in the Caps organization. One thing that everyone always agrees on and is always saying is just how nice the people are and how like so many repeatedly times we've heard like there's not a single bad guy. Everyone's nice. Everyone's someone you can talk to. And it's like, you know, we see things that go on in other organizations like, I mean, the Rangers, people fighting each other. I mean, other organizations, things even worse. But like something that we hear so often about the Caps is like every guy is such a nice guy. And, you know, that's nice. That's nice to know about our favorite team at the end of the day, that they're actually good people that we're out here rooting for.
Yeah, that's a big thing too. And I think that's one thing I noticed when I talk to guys too, is they tell me like when I hear about guys being like, oh, this guy's like, he's a bad guy, no one likes him, all this sort of stuff, or he's like entitled, all that sort of things. When guys are talking about other guys around the league, I feel like I haven't played with a guy like that or been around a guy like that, at least even in the Caps organization. Like, I don't know, like a lot of the time too, like those guys that you're at camp with in a certain aspect, like we want to compete with them to push for a job in a certain way. And I feel like that's a hard thing. I don't know realistically, because I'm not in their shoes, but it would be a hard thing to like also not shut off when it comes to like a younger guy that's kind of pushing himself up. And they don't do that. Like I find like they're really good with just like helping us out and making sure that like, you know, we're able to perform at our best as well. But also obviously they're comfortable with themselves as well. But that's a big thing too, is I think you could have players that could potentially, I don't know, like be a dick to you or something, but they're not, which is great. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that on here.
No, I mean that's good to say. You're just saying people are nice, you know. I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's better than you just being like, "Oh, this guy sucks." Like, it's better than that.
So, what was your favorite hockey team when you were growing up? And more specifically, did you have like a favorite player or someone that you maybe model your game after?
You guys might hate this answer.
You're a Pens fan, aren't you?
No, I was not
an Isles fan, right?
I was not a Pens fan. I always consider myself more of like a players fan, which is kind of a cop out, but also like I was a big fan of like Patty Kane. Like I just thought he was sick. I kind of rode the Blackhawks bandwagon for a bit there when they were winning cups, because I just like liked watching them. Like when they had like Bufflin, Kane, Taze, they're all running gun, Duncan Keith, Seabrook, all those guys. Like I was a huge fan of them. And now around that, what was that, like 2012, 2013 era. But I was a big fan of Sidney Crosby when I was younger, like huge fan of his.
I mean, he's a great player.
Yeah, part of maturing is recognizing that people are good players, even if you don't like them.
Yeah,
No,
I mean,
so we can admit it.
I was honestly like, what was the thing with the Caps where it was like they had like all their exits in playoffs to the Pens, and like that was the whole thing with the 2018 when they finally beat them there. But I mean, before I was with the Capitals, like I would be rooting for the Pens in that scenario.
All right, well, Garrett, it was nice having you on the show today. We're gonna have to ask you to head out now.
Yeah, but I mean, there wasn't any team. Like I'm from Saskatoon. There's no NHL teams around there, so a lot of people in that area would usually just like pick their favorite Canadian team for the most part, and like the close teams were Edmonton and Calgary. So like when I was younger, I was a big fan of the Flames, like Joe McGinley, Mika Kiprusoff. I honestly, those are like the only two that I can even think of that were on that team that I.
That's a really solid pick. I actually kind of secretly like the Flames a lot, and that's a really solid pick.
I love them. That was like my go-to team in like NHL 07. Which Obi was on actually.
That's really crazy. I love the Flames. Like you said, I used to watch them as a kid with like a Ginla and stuff, because that was the time they went to the final against the Lightning. That was one of my favorite series of all time. That crazy 7-game series. That was awesome.
Was it a good goal or not?
I think I think personally they blame the goal a lot, but they really didn't do much to help themselves in Game 7. So I think it's like when everybody on the Leafs starts complaining about the call in Game 6 about Wayne Gretzky when he hit somebody in the face. It's like if you watch what happened in Game 7, they got smoked at home ice. You're just like, well, you kind of have to help yourself then. You know, you can complain about the call if you like lose the game in series then, but you didn't. You lost the Game 7. So that's what I think.
Fair enough.
So word on the street, and mentioned a little bit in your Twitter bio, is that you're a bit of an iced coffee connoisseur. So
my Twitter bio.
What's your go-to coffee place, and what's your order?
Back home it's Tim Hortons. Got to represent. And it's usually just a black iced coffee from Tim Hortons in the summer. Usually my favorite. But in Arlington area, this is gonna be like a funny one. There's two. There's Compass Coffee, I think, right in the corner there. And I like getting like like the vanilla, like iced vanilla coffee. I don't know what it is. It's dynamite. And also
episode title idea: iced vanilla coffee.
Yeah.
No, I've been to Compass Coffee before because I live in the Nova area, so I go up to Arlington sometimes. So yeah, that's a great place to go.
And there's another place there. I think it's called Phil's Coffee.
They have been there yet. No.
An iced mint mojito coffee. I don't know. They have like real mint in it. It's really good.
So are you Starbucks or Dunkin'? Which one would you prefer?
I'm honestly, I don't like Dunkin's that much.
Are you Tim Hortons though? Or
I'm Tim Hortons.
I was about to say he's from Canada. Tim Hortons is the.
Yeah, he just said that.
But I can't. I like Dunkin'. If I go to Dunkin's, I'll just get like a black iced coffee. That's it. Starbucks.
So you're not gonna like me because when I visited Maine this past summer and I tried Tim Hortons for the first time, and I was a little let down by the coffee.
I mean, fair enough. I don't
honest. Know. It might have just been because it's in Maine and not like legit Canada, but yeah.
You got that Canadian water in it too.
Hey, we got Tim Hortons in Morgantown.
There's one.
Really?
Yeah,
there's like 3.
Whenever I come visit you in Morgantown, we can go to Tim Hortons.
Funny,
I go there all the time. I get the ice cap.
Yeah, ice cap's dynamite. There's
It's
one
so
on the
good.
way to Binghamton when they were an AHL team. Sorry. we used to stop there on our way there on the bus. It was in the weirdest spot. It was like a gas station. There was like a random Tim Hortons on the way to Binghamton. So all the Canadian guys would load up on ice cap stuff like that.
That's funny. So either just a plain black iced coffee or throw some vanilla or some mint in there.
Mint mojito. Actually, I got an espresso here too, and what I'll do is I'll like do an espresso, put it in with like a blonde roast Starbucks thing, and like mix that.
I like blonde roast. There you go.
Like we got like vanilla simple syrup that we'll put a little bit into, which is good.
There you go. I've got a Keurig in the dorm. It's pretty nice.
Nice.
That's
Treat yourself.
So what are some of the funniest locker room memories that you can think of?
That are okay to say on here.
As long as it's not, very bad, but that you got a good bit of leeway.
Favorite locker room moments. I don't know, actually. Let me think. There's some ones I'm thinking of, but I can't say them. One of the funniest ones I remember, I for shock factor, I guess, was I think it was when I got called up to the Bears and they were like going in there. I think they clinched playoffs. Like they had to like win their last game to clinch playoffs, and I was black acing basically for the Bears, and Brian Helmer, I remember like brought in a bunch of beers for them, but like someone like rode on it, like it was in like one of like the laundry carts, and like someone like rode in with all the beer underneath him and like rode in on it, and I forget who it was, but it came like flying down our hallway and like into the dressing room, and everyone like lost their minds, and it was, I don't know, that was pretty cool. That'd be one of my more favorite, I guess. I think actually, you know what, too? My first NHL game, it was kind of funny. I was laughing at the locker room setup. They had like stalls in like the middle of the dressing room, so it was funny when guys were like talking. Everyone had to like kind of move. It was like a little maze in the dressing room. So that was kind of funny. I don't really know. I don't know any dressing room moments that I could say on here.
Nah, it's all good, man. We got you. Don't worry.
Who can shotgun the best on the team?
McElrath automatically. Actually, no, he might have lost. You know what? I don't know. I'm trying to think who beat him in a little chug off. No, I'll say Mac. Whatever.
We're asking the real questions.
You guys are asking the real questions.
Hey, I need to know.
Not me, that's for sure. Lower end.
As long as it gets drank,
You know
that's
what?
all that matters.
He's
right?
honest. It's all good. All right. So obviously you play Hershey Park, next to Hershey Park, one of the most famous amusement parks in all the world. I'm assuming you've been to Hershey Park a few times at least. I mean, if you haven't, I don't know what you've been doing in Hershey. But what is your favorite amusement ride from that park?
I've never actually been to the park.
Are you kidding me?
You've been here since 2016 and you haven't been to Hershey Park?
I've been to the park, but I haven't gone on rides. I hate rides. I'm like I get gosh. There was like I don't know what they call it. They call it the exhibition back home, but it's basically like a traveling like amusement park that they do in the summer back home in Saskatchewan, and like I think in like Western Canada. But they have like rides and stuff there. And when I was younger, me and my buddy were on this ride called like the Spider, and it's like this like there's like arms that like stretch out and it spins, and then you're like in like a bucket kind of thing like on one of the arms, and that also spins. So you're like spinning around while your bucket's spinning. And we got caught on there. Like the guy was taking off people and like forgot to take us off, and we were on there for like 30 minutes. It was probably like 10, but we got off there and I threw up, and I just hated rides ever since. I feel like every time I went on a ride, I just wanted to 1D. So it's a no-go for me on there. I have been into the park though to see like Hershey lights and stuff, which was pretty cool.
Damn, man, what the hell do you do in Hershey besides go to that place? Like,
It's kind of wild.
Play hockey, maybe.
Go to the farmer's market. They got great cheese.
Oh, that's right. They got great. Yeah, they got good farmers market. I like it.
Great farmers markets around here.
He's in Hershey to lift weights and play hockey.
Yeah. Let's headline that. Garrett Pilon doesn't stop lifting weights.
You go to PA to watch hockey and go to Wawa.
Sheets.
I mean, both are great.
Yeah, no, I haven't been in the park though. I think they're making some new rides though. I don't know. Maybe I'll go on one this spring. I'll put a GoPro on my head and live stream it.
So what's your mindset like before you play a game? Do you have any rituals or anything?
Not overly. I think I don't really. I have like a routine. I would say like just of maybe like little things I do. I actually, I usually just play sewer and stuff before games. If anything, I have more weird like handshakes and stuff. I guess like before I go out with guys and like do some stuff in warm ups with like. It's hard right now because guys are getting called up. But I had like me and Joe Snively would always do like this like one timer thing, and then I would like run off the ice and stuff. But he's been up now, doing great, which is awesome. But so I haven't been able to do that. But yeah, probably just like handshakes and stuff have been little things, but not like any like. I mean, you get focused for games, but I don't have like an actual routine when it comes to like thinking about scoring goals or something like that, or doing that sort of stuff. It's usually stretching, playing sewer ball, then going and get ready, watching a video and all that sort of stuff as well. Though obviously, like our whole team will have like our meetings and all that beforehand, and then we'll kind of get our time to go kind of focus on ourselves and get ready.
Do you have a go-to pregame meal, or is it just iced coffee and adrenaline?
Iced coffee and adrenaline. No,
that's the episode title. Bam, right there.
I like to usually have like definitely just a pasta, and I would say like just a protein and like a tomato sauce. I usually stay away from the Alfredo. That usually does not sit well with me. But sometimes I'll go with like a tortellini. It's probably been like a staple of mine lately is tortellini, some red sauce and chicken.
Respectable.
Yeah, very
no
very
Dr. Pepper or anything like Ovechkin.
No Dr. Pepper for me. I can't do that.
Jake, you're up, buddy.
All right. It's time for our favorite part of the episode, the Manscaped read. As we all know, we're sponsored by lovely company Manscaped. So exciting news across from our friends at Manscaped. They just launched their 4th generation performance package. This ultimate package includes the Lawnmower 4.0. You heard that right, the 4.0. Manscaped, the leaders in male grooming, have done it again to make your grooming game next level. Join the 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with the new Performance Package 4.0. Go to manscaped.com for 20% off plus free shipping with the code PHP. Again, that's code PHP at manscaped.com.
Shout out to Manscaped. Keep your below the
absolutely
waist clean.
Phenomenal job, Jake.
Hitting the order right now.
Bet.
Hell yeah.
Code PHP at manscaped.com. Keep your balls groomed and whatnot.
Garrett Pilon approved. How do you say
Garrett Pilon approved?
Pilon, I'm sorry. They've been hounding me all week because I struggle with last names sometimes.
It's almost like we have like Joe Beninati pronouncing his name when he scores goals and stuff.
Listen, dude, I can't help you with that. My brain doesn't work well. So
So this is a question that I'm really excited to hear your answer for, because just a couple weeks ago we did an episode where the 4 of us ran through like a fantasy draft, and each of us tried to draft our best possible like NHL player lineup. So 3 forwards, obviously your center's a center in real life, and then your 2 wingers can be centers or wingers. It doesn't really matter, just forwards, and then 2 defenders, obviously their side doesn't matter, and then a goalie. And we tried to each draft our best possible starting lineup. And for the fun of it, we also tried to draft, for jokes, our worst possible starting lineup of NHL players. We're not going to say names for those again. But Jake ended up clean sweeping. He won because we put the teams into rosters on Chell and ran through simulation games to see who actually did the best. And Jake somehow won both. But
I'm a Chell dynasty. I hate to say it. I am.
Jake's a dynasty. But so I'm going to ask you, if we lived in a world where cap space didn't exist and, trading wasn't an issue, if you had to have your ideal starting lineup of current NHL players, who would you have in that lineup? I guess for best right now, because obviously we've got people who are a lot better right now than they've been in years past and stuff like that.
I was going to say, you're saying current. I was like going to say Sean Avery, George LaRocque, and Matthew Barnaby on the Orlando Solar Bears. Solar Bears, Jesus. No, oh God. I mean, I got to throw a Caps guy in there for sure. So I'm going to throw Ovi up top.
So Ovechkin on your left wing. So who's your center and right wing?
I'm going to go McDavid Matthews.
Okay. Yeah, Matthews is on fire right
It's
now.
actually really good.
He's a Hart and a Selke candidate right now. He's on fire.
Yeah.
How about your
The
defense?
Bergeron belongs, or the Selk belongs to Bergeron. But go ahead.
Defenseman. I'm gonna say. I'm gonna throw Cale Makar on there.
Yes, sir.
I like Cale Makar, and then I'm trying to think of like I could throw. I'll go Victor Hedman.
Okay.
And
So
then,
goaltender right now there's a pretty obvious pick, but who do you have there?
I mean, probably Vasilevsky.
It's always a respectable pick.
If
If Shesterkin's listening right now, just turn your stream off, but that's always a good pick. You can't go wrong with Vasilevsky.
Yeah.
I was gonna say this is Craig Anderson disrespect.
Craig Anderson disrespect.
Love
I'll
him.
throw Andy.
You're telling me you don't
Yeah,
have Jack
that's-
Johnson on your defense? You're out of your mind.
Okay.
Oh man.
You've not gotten the chance to play with Ovi. What's your favorite Ovechkin goal of all time?
Oh, there's lots, probably, honestly.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
There's a whole lot of them. Let me think. Let me go through all 700 and some. I have a favorite celly. I loved when he did that hot stick. That was like one of my favorite things ever. People hate
Great
it.
answer.
Great
Great answer.
Should we look out for seeing you break that celly out in the game coming up?
Never in my life. I don't have the resume to do that.
If you score a game winner in the playoffs or something, or an OT winner, I want to see that.
I'll do a Gretzky run. I'll throw my hands up in the air and trot on the ice.
That'll be legendary.
Yeah, no, probably that one. I mean, the one where he scores behind his back is absolutely crazy too. Actually, you know what my favorite one is it's the one in the neutral zone where he like a puck comes at him and he like banks it off.
The Montreal goal.
Spins around and then like drives the net and falls.
Everyone picks that goal.
Really?
That's two straight. That's back-to-back guests that have said that goal because last week JJ Redick said it.
JJ Reagan picked that last
That one's
week.
sick. That was just like powerful Ovi, just literally just doing it himself kind of thing.
I remember when I was
it being on Carey Price.
Yeah, I also remember like saying it. Like the reason people think that's more impressive is like during the one goal in Arizona, like on his back, like he does have control of the puck the entire time. That goal against Montreal, he had to take like basically an educated like hope that he bounces it off the puck off the wall, and he's going to be on the other side. And it's like that's so impressive that he was able to like calculate that and get it in afterward. It's so cool.
Yeah, no, I probably wouldn't have pulled out that move. That's for sure.
Oh come on, you could have done that this year for sure. I believe in you.
Maybe back home. Maybe back home during the summer.
Absolutely.
You've got the PHP blessing now. You can go ahead and try it now.
Yeah, go ahead, man. No one's gonna stop you.
A little more rain from the coaches, maybe.
So like I said, you probably scored a lot of goals your whole career, but besides maybe the Anaheim Duck one, that was your first goal in the NHL. What's your favorite goal you ever scored?
Oh gosh, I don't know. Let me think. I like scoring OT goals. Those are always kind of my favorite. I had one my first year against Wilkes-Barre. That was pretty cool. Probably playoff goals too, though. I would say there was one that I scored in Everett actually to get a hat trick in playoffs to tie it up with like 3 seconds left, but we ended up losing in overtime, so that kind of sucked. But I like that goal. That was pretty crazy because it was in playoffs against Seattle, and Everett and Seattle are like 40 minutes away from each other and huge rival. We played them in the first round and we were down, I think it was like 3-2 or something like that. And I think it was like 4 seconds left. I put it in and tied the game up and the place went nuts because we had a sold out barn. So that was pretty cool. But then we lost in overtime.
That's all good.
We won the series though. So that's
at least you got a sick goal. That's all that matters. Got to pad those stats. Wayne Gretzky ain't going to catch himself.
All right, so let me set the stage a bit. You're skating on through center ice with the puck, one-on-one with a defenseman. You make a beautiful toe drag move, go right by him, got the goalie one-on-one, get him moving left, you go right, goal. Would you rather that be in Game 7 overtime on the road or at home? Would you rather silence the away crowd or have the home crowd go crazy for you?
automatic home crowd go crazy. I think that's like the most,
That's what I would
especially with
think,
a full
yeah.
barn. Game
You ever
7,
yeah.
like that's unbelievable. Doing that at home, the place would erupt. I mean, yeah, that's no brainer for sure.
What is that? Like, I think there's a lot of those in history, but like one of my favorites is probably Brett Seabrook. Do you remember that goal during the Hawks like dominance? That was the
Yeah.
Game 7 at home against the Red Wings.
Yep.
And that, like, he
Was it
just
the-
kind of takes the middle, and he just like everybody's kind of like, "Yo, is he gonna score?" He just shoots to the half and goes there. It was like, "Oh my god!" Like, it was the craziest goal.
Was that goal was from far out, wasn't it?
It was from decent length because no one.
Yeah.
I think it caught everybody by surprise because I think even the goaltender, I think it was Howard at the time, he didn't expect it. He thought it was gonna go wide or just like not get shot, and it like got right by him, and it just was like,
What was the Yzerman goal against St. Louis back in the day?
that was from like half. He basically
that-
just pounded that.
Was that
shit
a
from half.
game winner or was that just a goal?
That was a Game 7 overtime where that was against.
That one is like the coolest camera angle. I love that when I was younger.
That's
Seeing
probably
that
one
goal,
of the sickest shots too. Like the where
like
he
the
shot from.
camera had like the perfect spot where the puck was going. You could just see it the whole time. The
I
goal,
think I think another one that people probably don't think about is what is it? I mean, people forget about the Sharks one from a couple years ago. I just feel like that one was kind of like you can't really top what happened in that comeback. But one of the best ones was also who was it? I'm trying to think. There's like another one that I'm trying to like. Oh, that sucks. I should really know this.
When
But
the
yeah,
Kings won the cup, when they won that go in overtime, that was a nice.
That was
goal.
Game 5.
Just the
though, but that was
crowd
a sick
reaction. I know it was Game 5, but that crowd reaction was.
Was that Justin
that
Williams?
was
No, who was that?
That was
No,
Alec
Martinez.
Martinez.
Capitals legend
Martinez.
Justin Williams.
It was Martinez, I think.
Williams had a bunch of Game
I don't
7
know.
wins, didn't he?
Yeah, he had. I mean,
We called him Mr. Game 7, right?
yeah,
Jake, you had a question that you
yeah. I
wanted to
do
ask?
have a question. So, with the Bears, obviously, you guys do the teddy bear toss thing. I just wanted to kind of know, like, what's it like being on the ice for that and like experiencing that because it looked like a whole lot of fun.
It's super cool. Yeah, it's super cool. And it's honestly like it's for a good cause, which is awesome too. Like it's not pointless, which is kind of makes it even better. Yeah, like it's crazy. And the fact that we have that many teddy bears coming down, it's like I had some in junior that were good, but we would reel in like 5,000 teddy bears, and here it's like 50 something. Like it's absolutely bananas. And like, yeah, I mean, you're honestly like you're on the bench, and like when Axel scored this year, like we were getting smoked with teddy bears. Like I was like, thank God I have a helmet on. I was like, I'm surprised the coaches didn't like just go in and like so they didn't get hit. But yeah, it's crazy. And like they make like huge piles that you get to jump in and stuff. And I mean, it feels like you're not even playing a hockey game for a bit, which is probably not the best thing, but also it's pretty fun to have that kind of thing and be able to do that. I don't know. Maybe the NHL should implement the teddy bear toss once a year.
They
That'd be
should.
pretty cool.
That'd be
What would
awesome.
happen if they got shut out during that game?
That happened to me once in junior, and they threw the teddy bears, I believe, at the end of the game.
Okay.
Everybody's just
But
like
it was
crying.
pretty-
Yeah, though, everyone in the
depressing.
arena should get free tickets to the next game. I feel like
Yeah,
if they were
literally.
shut out.
We'll just do it next game.
So I've got two questions for you. The first one is very serious and not at all a joke.
Okay.
How much money would I have to give you, or how much begging would I have to do for you to send me a stick?
A stick?
Yeah.
Not much at all. I mean, I don't want to put it out there like it's an easy thing for me to do, but I could definitely make it happen.
Please.
Damn.
I'm sending out sticks
You-
to
he-
everyone all
I
over.
asked first,
Garrett-
so only I get one.
Garrett, he legit. We went to a game this year, and all he was doing along the glass was like, "I need a puck. I need a puck." It was the
You got to
funniest
do what
thing.
you got to do, man. I mean,
It was the
I was
funniest.
right.
I have no shame in begging for pucks or sticks. I'll do what I got to do.
My first
And then,
couple years, they always asked me for like sticks and stuff when you're like leaving the ice. And like when I was a rookie, I was like, I'm not getting sticks that often. I was like, I don't want to give this thing up. Like I really need
Yeah.
it.
I'll send you my address. So the second one. So say tomorrow you get called up. You know this should happen, but so say tomorrow you get called up. You're permanently on the Caps for the rest of the year, and obviously we're coming up on the trade deadline. Realistically, obviously, you know this can't be a McDavid or Matthews, but who's someone around the NHL that if you had the say in that or like the ability to do that, who's someone that you'd send to the Caps right now that you could play with?
That I could play with. Ooh.
Who'd be your choice
Yeah,
for
I
that?
would say those top guys for sure. I like. Do you want me to kind of go like a little bit off the board?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're all pushing for Philip Forsberg right now, Capitals legend. We want his return.
I don't even know if we should be trading assets away.
I'll do my buddy Cole Lind. He's in Seattle right now.
Okay.
I feel you guys probably don't know who that is. He'll appreciate the shout out though.
Get him on the show next.
Yeah, I'll try.
Ask him if he
So,
likes you as much as you like him.
Yeah, I think he's up with Seattle right now. Actually, you got
that's pretty sick.
from Vancouver in their expansion draft.
That's pretty awesome.
So I'll get him over here
Oh,
Sweet.
heck yeah.
You guys can both come on.
or Washington.
Yeah. I saw you were just at SmackDown, WWE SmackDown,
Yeah,
with the WVU legend Pat McAfee.
yeah, that was really cool.
Would you like to propose a trade for my Colts Pat McAfee jersey for a jersey?
Look at this. I love that.
Hey, look, I do have a question about that though. This is a serious. I'm a WWE fan. Tell me, did you acknowledge Roman Reigns?
You're gonna hate me. I don't even know who Roman Reigns is.
My goodness, my goodness, my goodness.
As you should.
He's the freaking Universal Champion.
Oh, okay, I know who he is.
He's the guy who he's the guy that's like he's part of like like Dwayne Johnson's like blood brother family. He's part of that family.
You gotta like rub your ear or something, like let me know that this guy was like a really big deal. Because like now I feel like I just threw myself on the.
I don't even watch WWE, and I'm pretty sure I know who that is.
I know who he is.
He's the Universal
If you put up a photo of the guy, I would know exactly who it is. I'm a big faces guy. Names, not so much.
All right,
Listen, this
that's that theory.
Official Nike jersey. It's never seen it before.
I already have a package coming my way with a stick and a jersey. Back off.
I know. This
All
is
right.
sick. I wish you didn't say that before I tried to offer the
Roman
trade.
Reigns.
Yeah, I know exactly who he is. He was there.
Yeah,
Did I
that was
acknowledge him? Are you not
fucking
supposed to acknowledge him?
He does his thing. His gimmick is like he wants the crowd to acknowledge him as their champion, but he's like a dick to everybody. But he's like one of the best.
Yeah.
He's one of the best in the entire business. So he's like, you have to acknowledge me because I'll just be whoever you want.
He's the best at a staged competition. Whoopee.
Oh God, shut up.
He did say that actually in this.
Tell me when lacrosse fills in 1,000 seats, 100,000 seat stadium.
What does that have to do with my argument of it being staged?
Doesn't matter. It still feels. It's still
it
stadium,
was
buddy.
staged, but like this was my first event ever going to. Like back when I was younger, I played like the games and stuff against like I don't know back in the day, just against like buddies and stuff because it was fun. You could throw chairs at each other, but like being there and actually seeing it. First off, like I talked to like one of our guys who was around the rink who kind of like handles that sort of stuff. I was like, hey, there's some guys that want to go. Like, can we get some tickets potentially? And he was like, you guys might be able to get like filler tickets where like you like if people leave, you can like go sit down and all that stuff. And then like I went and talked to this other guy. They were like all set up. All the WWE people were like set up. And this guy named Steven, I don't know if he was like running the whole thing, but he basically like said like, yeah, we'll get you tickets. How many you need for? Like, we'll text them to you. And then he texted them to me at like 6 o'clock. That started at 7:45, and they were like section C, row 1, seats like 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm like, where are we? This is like I wonder. So I went and checked out like the seat map, and we're like front row. I'm like, oh my God. We went there and we're right behind the broadcasting table, and it was crazy because like they were like fighting right in front of us too. And like I know it's fake, but like I don't know, they're smacking each other still. Like they're like lifting up like a 200-pound guy and tossing him across the ring. Like I couldn't do that. I'd pull my shoulder. I don't know. I thought it was pretty crazy. Some of the stuff they did. It was pretty cool stuff.
No, they do some pretty crazy stuff. I want to go to an event pretty soon just because I know that it's like WrestleMania, which I think you know WrestleMania is. It's like the biggest event of the year of like wrestling. It's like it's so fucking cool. It's so cool.
Honestly, and the crowd there was nuts. Like it was sold out.
Oh yeah, it was crazy. That was like one of the wildest crowds I've seen.
Like cool to be a part of. So I mean, I honestly would chalk it up as one of like my more favorite like events that I've been to.
Yeah, you like if you go to like one of like the most intense cities for wrestling, like you go to Chicago for wrestling, like people go absolutely like.
There was a guy behind me that like would not stop like yelling, like he was just going, loved it, and I was like, "This is great," because I wouldn't want to be there and like be awkward if you like got hype. I was already
just sitting there like, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, Pat McAfee was awesome. Also, like,
dude,
I mean, I went to WVU, so I go there now. So I'm West Virginia University, so. He's a legend here, and I had to get that jersey. So when I saw the Bears posted that, I was like, "Oh, EA sent it to me." So I was like, "Oh, I need to repost that."
I knew you liked that guy, and I was like, "Oh, what are the odds?"
McAfee's a legend.
Got like when they first like came up, they just like came in, did their thing, and like we were sitting right behind him, and he like turned around, was like made a joke about like if if I'm in your way, like just smack me or something. And we were like, start laughing. I don't know. Like, he seemed like he was like pretty personable right off the get go. It wasn't like there was any sort of like, I don't know, lameness to him. You know what I mean? And then once we like,
he's awesome.
Kind of like chatted with him. It was kind of like awkward because I didn't want to be like a bother also because he didn't know who we were for the most part. Like when we were just sitting there. So I was like, hey, like we're at the Bears. We want to give you this jersey, all this stuff. And he was great. He was like, I'm a Pens fan, but I'll take it.
Yeah, he is a Pens fan. He's in Pittsburgh, so
yeah.
So since we're pretty good on time right now, I'll go back to the Twitter post and see if there's any other questions we can ask. But so one of those is if hockey didn't exist, what would you be doing right now? What would your career be?
If hockey didn't exist, I'm guessing I probably would have went to school, did some, I don't know. I mean, let's think. I'd probably be playing some other sport. Maybe lacrosse, actually. Be playing for the Saskatchewan Rush.
I play college lacrosse.
That's pretty sick.
You can have my roster spot. So, someone wants to know. I'm guessing you probably don't know the answer for this, but what does Axel Janssen-Fialbi use for his hair?
Horse conditioner.
Is that a real? Please tell me that's not a real answer.
No, I don't know. I mean,
thank God. I was like, yo, wait.
Honestly, that stuff looks.
I have a question for you if you don't mind.
Yeah.
You get to play with guys who are going to be NHL players. You're going to be an NHL player. Do you have anybody on the Bears right now, other than yourself, that you look at them and you're like, geez, like that dude is going to tear it up at the next level? I can tell now.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of us that I think you kind of see those moments in for sure. I mean, like Joe Snively was a guy that I saw like that he was going to do really well for sure. I mean, there's a lot of them. I mean, personally, a guy I always like see that I like watching is like Bobby Nardella, the D-man. Like he's just super skilled. I mean, hopefully he'll be back here soon too. But he's a guy that I would see being like, damn, this guy can like definitely play at a super high level and make super good plays.
So do you know about any of the running jokes on Caps Twitter? Like every time our boy Nick Dowd scores,
I don't know this.
So our friend Noah, another Caps Twitter persona, we actually talked about it in our first ever episode of this podcast last year. But now anytime, so Noah had posted this one time when Nick Dowd scored, and now any given Caps game, if Nick Dowd scores a goal, you scroll through your feed, every single person is saying the exact same thing. And that line goes, Nick Dowd, more like I need some dick nowed.
Oh my God.
And apparently
Twitter never fails, hey? Never fails.
Apparently Paige Dowd, Nick's wife, knows of the joke and has supposedly told Nick about it. So that's always funny to know.
Oh, that'd be hilarious. You should try to get her to tweet that.
I think she 100%.
Oh my God, that would be hilarious.
That would be awesome.
I don't know if she would do that, but I know.
Yeah, that'd be
probably not. But that would be.
I don't know if.
Oh my God,
that would fit maybe her target audience in a certain aspect.
There's don't look at Caps Twitter tweets whenever bad things are happening. Trust me, it's not worth it sometimes. We literally, our whole first episode was built around one person and all their tweets they made that have been like borderline like that one.
So something I'm curious about. So obviously, being, a hockey player of the level that you are, obviously, any player you ask them, even if they're the best of the best, they're going to tell you that they're not a perfect player and they have things that they want to work on and improve at. So I guess you self-reflecting on your own game, what's an aspect of it or something that you are actively trying to improve or, make better?
I think for me, like when it comes to like an actual skill, I would say skating. I mean, I think my skating's fine, but I would like to be more like better at it, to be honest. I think that is more efficient, I would say. I like when I'm getting bag skated, probably not to tire out as fast. And like, there's some guys that will get bag skated or you just watching, you're doing a drill with them and it's like so effortless. And I feel like I would like to strive for that, like just working on the actual technique of it. Because I'm definitely like have to push through to get that stuff done sometimes.
Makes sense.
That's true.
So who in the, I guess on the Bears, because you've been around them more and have seen it more, who on the Bears has the best like clothing style?
Clothing style.
And who's got the worst if you know that?
I'm pretty bad sometimes. I think I have fine style, but I think sometimes at the rink I just get a little lazy. Best style? I'm trying to think. Some guys are super tight. Like Alexiev, he I feel like dresses like very like new school. I don't know what the term is. Like he's always like with the trends, you know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So I would say him potentially. Some of the older guys dress super nice though too. They have a little bit more money in the bank, maybe for some nicer articles of clothing. Yeah, so I'll go Alexiev actually. Or actually, no, I'm gonna go Axel. Sorry, Al.
I feel like both of them.
Axel dresses nice. Axel and his girlfriend Elsa are always like dressed like together and like super like nice. I don't know.
I would imagine cool. They both.
He's always showing up with like cool style, and he's got his long hair. There's not much he doesn't have going for him.
What's the secret to having a nice, well-kept beard?
I don't know. I've just started growing it this past year. I've just been watching YouTube videos every now and then how to clean it up.
Hockey players, they're just like us.
Yeah, literally, honestly. I'm watching YouTube videos on how to trim the neckline.
You gotta push. Not that I would know, but you gotta like push the face down, and then wherever the
everyone I've watched has a different technique and tells me something different.
That or the like, 2 fingers above the Adam's apple.
I feel like I just need to walk into a barber shop and be like, "Hey, give me like 5 tips." That's it.
Hey, give me a nice cleanup.
Yeah. Literally.
So what would you say is your favorite Capitals jersey variation of all time?
Capitals? Mm-hmm. Oh, I like the Eagle actually quite a bit. I like those the retro. Yeah, those ones actually. Yeah, I actually like the red ones. I think better. But I do.
Yeah, the color scheme is really cool.
I do wish they brought back the blue ones too. Actually, I like all 3 of those jerseys. I like the new navy blue W ones that they have.
Oh yeah, those are done.
I have that one in the closet too. If you want me to bring.
I actually got to take one of those with me. When I was on the taxi squad, they like let every guy like take one home at the end of the season. I got one because I was still up there, and so that was pretty
cool.
Bro, can I have one?
He said he has one. He just said he has one.
My sleep shirt.
That's fair. I'm a huge jersey guy. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So, what's one of the best chirps you've heard, either towards you or just in general?
That's a good question.
One of the funniest ones I heard, because I don't know what it was, because it was a super intense game. I can say names because it wasn't that bad. But this is the Lexi Heponiemi. He's on Florida's farm team. Mm-hmm. Or no, he's on Charlotte now because they're sharing right now. Seattle. So I mean, I play against him in Swift Current. He's a super good hockey player. But it was funny because he's I would say a more slight looking hockey player. Like kind of looks pretty skinny in a certain aspect. And we're all on the bench, and it was like a neutral zone face off right by our bench, and it was like I don't know, everyone was super like into the game and stuff, and Cody Clark was on the bench and was like, I don't know, it just caught everyone off guard because no one was ready for a chirp, and everyone I feel like was thinking of a chirp to tell this guy because he's like the winger right by your bench, like you kind of want to give him something. And I remember Clarky just like popped up and was just like, "820, mixing a meal." And the whole bench just like erupted in laughter. And like our coach, who was like usually stone cold, was like literally had to like go like this and start laughing. I don't know. That was one of the more PG ones I found like funny. That was just like perfectly timed, perfectly executed. Like got everyone kind of out of that like game mode mindset for a quick second.
Hey, but a sandwich wouldn't hurt.
Yeah, hey, buddy, mix it, 820, mixing a meal.
Do you have a favorite one that you've said?
Oh God, I mean mine are pretty. I don't chirp that great to be honest.
Okay.
Who do you think's the best chirper on the Bears right now?
I mean, Drake Grimshaw, he's with us right now. He's pretty good. Clark, he's good. I feel like all the guys that I just kind of would be known for like talking a lot in a certain way are pretty good with the chirping. I would say Clarky. He's funny. I like his humor too. We have a couple tough guys who are like have pretty good chirps too. Like Dylan McElroy on the back end. Doesn't necessarily say like funny chirps, but he'll like get like a whole bench to like go quiet because like no one wants to fight him or anything. So he's like the intimidating chirper, I would say.
Who would you least like if you like? Who's the person that you would like? No one could pay you any set amount like to fight like in the NHL. Who?
I remember like,
live streaming is on.
Remember when I was 19, actually in junior, I got chirped and like I was signed at the time and I just got traded to Everett and like was doing well with the team. I remember like some guy on, I I think it was on Tri-Cities, was like, "Who even are you? Who are you?" And I was like I'm okay. Like, doing well. Like, what do you mean?
Like, hey, what did I do, man?
What is Garrett? What the hell,
Who
man?
am I? Like, I don't know. I think I'm like pretty prevalent in a certain aspect.
I feel
My 19-year-old ego got kicked right there.
I feel like what we're missing a lot from the NHL game is just people like whenever there's just scrums, you just have like the one NHL player that just goes over and just tries to start hugging people. Just be like, hold on, guys, we gotta hug it out. That's what I was taught.
The sheriffs.
be like what what's his name? Daniel Bryan, when he was in WWE, all he would do would be like, we gotta hug it out, we gotta hug it out. Everybody just start doing that with people. Be so awesome.
If he just said that he went to his first WWE event a week ago, do you think he's going to know what you're referring to?
Daniel Bryan is one of the best WWE wrestlers of all time. All right.
I know exactly who he is. Great.
Yeah. That's right.
I would bet obscene amounts of money on that not being true.
I just don't like the memes and stuff, like the John Cena stuff. I don't know. Randy Orton.
That's all you need to know, man. That's all it is.
RKO.
RKO to nowhere.
Do you guys have any more questions before we wrap up?
You said you played Call of Duty, right?
Yeah. I did.
All right. What's your favorite Call of Duty of all time?
Oh, I like Black Ops probably. I mean, Modern Warfare.
BO3 is my
He's
go-to.
an NHL player. He's absolutely going to make the roster next year. No doubt in my mind.
Elite answer.
Yeah, no, I like
BO2 or BO3? Which one are you going with?
What was that? Sorry.
Black Ops
Black
2
Ops
or
2.
3? Which one are you going with?
2.
Okay.
Yeah,
you can't
nice.
go wrong with
It
that.
got a little bit
Yeah.
too like robotic, like Overwatchy
Mhm.
kind of. I think.
BO3 was definitely the one I played the most, but BO2 is
Same.
probably the most like
I played-
iconic.
I played the most of Black Ops 2 because like we once the games got to the future, we just stopped giving a shit. So we just went back to Black Ops 2. And then
See,
Black
that's
Ops
when I got good. Like I wasn't that good until BO3. Like when we
That's
started
the-
jumping around, that's when I
dude.
got good and got to master.
That's
the
what I'm
speed. That was
saying,
when
is
I was
like-
good.
second I got good at these games, they started sucking, and I was like, what the fuck, man? Like
It was
this
like
is
me. The most time I had to game was around that era, and they came up with like Infinite Warfare, and I was like, okay.
I
Infinite
actually-
Warfare is really slept on, if I'm going to be honest.
No,
I think
what's
they
slept
shit
on is
that game
Advanced
more-
Warfare.
more
Advanced
than it
Warfare
should.
kind of
One of the
slaps.
Advanced Warfare, yeah. Is
Advanced
Advanced
Warfare
Warfare-
wasn't bad either. Yeah.
Advanced Warfare
Yeah.
hits a
No,
lot harder
Infinite
than-
Warfare sucked. Sorry.
Yeah,
Advanced
Infinite
was
Warfare is
good.
awful. Yeah, I was about to
Infinite
start roasting
Warfare
you.
blew.
I was about to
Advanced
start roasting
Warfare
you.
was
Like,
good.
what are you
I
talking
liked
about?
Advanced Warfare.
I'm just sitting here, online chess gamer, just chilling.
We have a lot of guys.
We'll just
We have
sitting
a
over
lot of
here,
guys on
collegiate
our
Rocket
team
League
that
player.
that's on the bus actually.
What's the highest rated player like online on your team? Do you know?
I don't know right now. I
You got to figure that out for me.
I love
I
hearing
got
it,
you on
though.
Instagram. I got to find out.
because I have a guy behind me sometimes, and then Johansson also plays. And it's
Lujo,
funny
my
too. Like
man.
you'll hear them, and they'll be like, "God damn it!" And then someone will be like, "You didn't mean to do that, did you?" Or something, like put himself in a bad spot. But it's funny how there's like 4 guys on the bus just like playing chess in the back against each other.
That's
Do you have anybody you run with on you play Warzone?
Warzone, and we play Vanguard. We're playing Lost Search.
We're gonna ask
Who do
him
you
about
run? Who do you
Warzone
run
with
with?
you,
Who's
aren't
your
you?
team? Who, if you had to pick your team of 4 other Bears to run with, or Capitals, obviously, who would you run
4?
with right now? Yeah,
I
I
mean,
think
I'll go
Warzone
Bears.
4 people together.
I guess
wouldn't
4.
he
I
go
guess 4 including
wouldn't
We
he
you.
go
pick 3
6 in a
people?
group. We usually go. I mean, like Lucas Johansson's really good. Brian Pino's good. Cody Clark is really good. Riley Sutter. trying to think of those. Beck Mallenstein I play with. I can't leave anyone out. If I
Who
leave
on the
someone
team
out
is-
that I play with,
Who
they're
on
gonna-
the team is Asset COD? That's what I want to know.
Oh, I don't
he
know. No,
sucks.
it's not bad.
Bro,
saying you play Search and Destroy makes me happy because I can't play Warzone for shit. And Search
Yeah,
and Destroy I
I've
play.
I've never been a huge Warzone guy, but Search is always.
I think going
always
back
Yeah.
and forth between the 2 is quite hard too, because it goes from like killing a guy real quick to like taking forever, and it just pisses me off.
yeah. I imagine Warzone. It's I've gotten so used to it. When I go play regular COD, it's like, holy crap, everybody dies so fast.
Yeah, it's much more fast paced. We had a lot of guys that like to use the combat shotgun. I don't know if you guys are against that or not, but
combat
we
shotgun,
had
that
one
thing's
guy,
annoying as hell.
Clark, he would always use it, and you would just see the numbers just go from like 6 to 2, and he would just be charging down the map.
Yeah, I got you. I'm more of a SMG kind of guy, honestly. I just run at people full speed ahead.
Start a COD ranking system.
Just start a COD ranking system in the Bears system, and the top guy gets to go up to the majors at the end of the season.
God. Probably wouldn't
So
work
Garrett-
out for hockey
What is that?
if they had a COD ranking system. Whoever was the best got to go up.
You play NHL?
I used to, not so much anymore. I used to back in the day. I actually used to really like playing it.
Gotcha. What system are you on?
PS5.
Ooh,
Shit, you can add me on PlayStation after this weekend.
I got
But
lucky with
Garrett,
PS5.
did you have any questions for us before we wrap up? Obviously, we're the ones interviewing you more so, but are there any questions that you had for us?
Sure. I mean, are you playing lacrosse somewhere right now?
Yeah, I play lacrosse at Frostburg State. It's a D2
Cool.
school up in Western Maryland.
Western Maryland. Nice. I have a buddy that's playing in Missouri right now, in St. Louis somewhere.
Okay.
I don't know. He was in North Carolina also for a bit.
That's what's up.
Years. Yeah, I have a lot of respect for lacrosse. It's a freaking hard sport.
Yeah, if you ever want to play sometime, I can help you out.
Do you play field, or is it just field?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's box lacrosse up in.
Yeah, you probably see a lot of that up in Canada.
Yeah, it's crazy. Honestly, it's a lot.
Canadian lacrosse is definitely something awesome. It's like obviously box is a lot different compared to field. It's tight quarters and like in the Canadian game, that's what they play more. So it's like, you see a Canadian player, they're usually typically only using the one dominant hand, and then their stick skills and like their hands are so good. That's like a staple of Canadians. And like there's a term in box lacrosse or like lacrosse in Canada. It's like Canadian Open. So it's like typically someone else, like if someone's on your back or like you're guarded pretty closely, it's like you wouldn't be open, but like, oh, you're Canadian Open, like you're still open enough to get it because their hands are so good. But
I find it crazy.
Yeah, if you ever want to run it sometime, just let me know.
I find it crazy how much you guys can like cross check and stuff in lacrosse.
Oh yeah, we get the shit beat out of us.
Like, damn, these guys like arms must you just beat up.
Yeah, I play offensive midfield, so during the season like we are right now, I actually rushed home from practice for this, but
yeah, nice.
during the season my arms are purple just about. So
yeah,
it's definitely something. Do you guys have anything else, or are we good?
No, I'm all good.
What's your ranking system on chess? What are you ranked on chess?
I'm like on chess.com. I'm like 1600 in Blitz and Rapid, and on Elite Chess I'm about the same.
Is that really good?
No, I mean, I could beat
incredible.
anyone who doesn't play regularly pretty easily.
Yeah.
I would put it that way.
We would during the taxi squad, like they had like the bubbles set up when you go to places in hotels, and they always had a chessboard there. And me, Scarbosa, and who else was up there with us? Someone else was up there with us, and we would always play. And they would kick the crap out of me. I was like,
set up a match. I'm ready.
I was good for like a year when I played a lot, and I had like 2 move sets that I would get people on, and that was it. And now I'm just like, awful.
Do you know what they were called? Like
no, no idea. I completely forgot how to play. I do like chess though. It's a fun game. I just don't have anyone to really play it with. I guess I do. I'm just kind of nervous now because I feel like they're gonna kick the crap out of me.
So you can come to me for getting good at lacrosse. You can come to Will if you want to pick up chess. Jake can help you with your fashion sense for pregame, and then Joey can.
Does anyone know how to fight?
Joey.
No, I don't. I want to know how to fight.
I lift a good amount.
I don't want to fight.
I lift a good amount. I'll definitely
outbench
the rest of the guys in here. I don't know about you though, but
I don't fight.
Hey man,
Listen,
I am 5'7", 145, and I can max at 200. That's not bad.
That's good.
You probably got the upper hand on me being a professional hockey player, but the rest of the boys in this call I'll smoke up. But
bench press, I mean,
proportionally speaking, more than me, I don't think we're super far.
What's your max bench looking like?
I don't do like a one max set, but I think I did like, I don't know, like 225, like 4 or 5 times.
Do I bench more than an NHL player?
How's your skating?
I'm gonna call my dad after this. Like, yeah, I bench more than a professional hockey player.
There's a saying though in hockey, you can't bench press the puck in the net.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point. It doesn't matter if you're scoring.
Dude, I can understand that. So I'm kidding. I
know. bench don't mean shit. You're a professional hockey player, and I'm in college.
Yeah.
So
Garrett, I'll help you with your shoe game.
Hey, nice. What shoes you got for me?
Ooh,
give him your cow shoes. Give him your cow shoes.
My cow shoe? What size are you, first off?
10 and a half.
Oh, bro, I'm 10.
I'm a 10. I can send you a pair because I don't want these ones that I have. I have these shoes that I don't want.
Some shoes
for exchange clothing with
some shoes for a stick.
I'm just getting trades.
Look, I don't got much.
I don't have much to offer you except for friendship.
I
but
got these
I'll take
sunglasses.
what I
They're
can
pretty
get.
cool. I got a water bottle.
If you want any Texas
They
gear
may
that
or may
won't
not be
fit you,
black
I've
and
got
yellow.
you.
What was that? Sorry.
They are black and
You want any
yellow
oh, sorry.
Nikes.
Those are kind of nice.
They come
like
with
the
yellow
Owlers.
laces. I know they're
You
Penguins
put the yellow
colors.
laces in?
Then you can mismatch one shoe with yellow and one with
I can't
black.
Yeah.
pull this off. I can't. My sneaker game's not that good. I would do those.
Dude, I'll help you. Dude, I'll help you with. You got to thrift all your. Like,
Each one of the
cargo
four of
pants,
us
dude.
is gonna
Nice.
text you after this and ask you for some shit.
No, I'm not. I don't want these anymore. You could take them if you want them.
Damn, I have nothing.
All right,
to
well,
the rest of us.
I think that covers everything for us. So
Yeah.
Garrett, thank you again so much for coming on today.
coming.
Thanks for having me on. It was
Absolute
awesome.
pleasure having you on the show. You're welcome anytime that you're free. Just let me know. But thank you again so much. And everyone listening, thank you. And as always, go use code PHP at manscaped.com. The cleanliness of your groin area is important. So that's all I'll say today. And oh no, one last question. So Garrett, if some little kids watching the show right now, they have dreams of making it to the NHL and being a big name star one day, what's your piece of advice to them?
Jesus, I'm gonna have to lay down like some thing.
Here's the 5-step process.
Honestly, if it was a kid, I would say just make sure you're having fun playing the game. Make sure you're always having
Hell
fun.
yeah, have
Wonderfully
fun.
wholesome.
I like
That's
that.
all you need to do.
Wonderfully
I like that.
wholesome.
All right. Well,
Work hard.
thank you again so much. We'll see you all next time. Have a good night.